That big chap is a ginger.
Part of the man's is brunette. Twin humanities at Christmas. Twin humanities at Christmas. Wearing just underpants and dual sisters. Twin humanities at Christmas.
Rockin' your sisters, we ain't gonna take no crap. Pull out the waist of our pants and make the elastic snap. Point five to the Belfry Luna. Team Pantu Punchu in the Belfry Zone. To the Twin Humanities podcast, where we are wearing. This is the Team Pantu Punchu episode.
Team Pantu Punchu.
Team Pantu Punchu. And to
But who are the members of Team Pantu Punchu?
Team Pantu Punchu. Did we name ourselves in kind of a Japanese style?
I don't think we did. I think we just used our own names.
That was not really the greatest setup, was it?
Not really, no.
Never mind.
My name was Paddy. Hello. Who are you?
I am CJ. And basically the setup for Team Pantu Punchu was we were going into the Belfry and we were wearing underpants and
It's the Pantu.
And dual cestus with which we will...
Punchu.
Yeah. So...
that was good.
Yeah. That was as scripted as the first version of the video that we did for Gadget Girl Kylie, which we scrapped, which was just like, I'm handing it off to you. And I am taking the baton from you and saying something else and handing it back to you.
I am saying this humorous quip.
And I am doing the next line.
For those who are listening who have no idea what we're talking about, recently ace YouTube girl, Gadget Girl Kylie, did a Christmas shout-out video and asked us if we'd like to do a short piece for it. And we did, and you can find that over on her channel, which is Gadget Girl Kylie. It did take us a few takes, because they were a little stilted, so ended it, we just free played it, and I think it came out well.
Yeah, I think that was much better, because, I mean, whilst there are many podcasts out there which are heavily edited and very well produced, this, we press the button, and normally the bit that we crop out is if we say something disastrously offensive.
Sometimes I don't even press the button. Sometimes we cock up and have to record again because I didn't press the button. Like, that's how professional we are.
Yeah. So yeah, what we might do is just intersperse this with songs, because there have been songs that have been coming to us all week, and I don't know, it could go as wild as you doing something fucking horrible like Fairy Tale of New York in Dark Soul style, with a kind of like, I summoned you in and you had a crap halberd.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes up, won't we?
Shush.
Yeah.
Now you have died on the floor, and then that journey could go to...
I wasn't letting you off that one. You were committed to that, and I wasn't going to let you do it without doing all three.
So yeah, we'll probably go a little bit daft on this one. Plus, I am ruining everything by having my PS3 on now, which is what I was going to say to you, and we will see what happens with live invasions in the Belfry.
Mine is not on because I'd have to look the different way to do it. I can't do both. There are no eyes in the back of my head.
What?
I can't. It's really hard. It's over there.
Points,
but
gesture.
I literally am pointing. In my chair, I span around and I point at the computer, and I span around and I point it back at the TV.
This is where I look at our audience and just do the fist pump gesture. Anyway, so yeah, we were going into the Belfry and we were
going to ring some bells.
Well, I think really we were going to see kind of how well we could get away with fighting people who were wearing clothes and carrying weapons.
While we were not really wearing clothes and not really carrying weapons.
Big Daddy Underpants and Johnny McFists.
Yeah, which we should probably point out at this juncture, unupgraded fists.
No, they are not upgraded fists.
They are fists that are +0. They are fresh, new fists.
And even as I've just done a little science experiment there, with both fists in use, just about enough to knock out a midget.
Oof. It's still tough though, isn't it?
Yeah, those are little swines.
They can stagger you.
We kind of took on all comers with this, didn't we? And
yeah, we took a couple of evenings this week, and we Pantu'd up and we Punchu'd up. I think we started in my world, didn't we?
We did more successfully. You seem to have a different level of performance when you join my world.
How dare you?
It's absolutely true, and
How dare you?
I challenge you to deny it without proof.
Okay, so just to skip ahead slightly, in both of the times we fought the gargoyles, which person died first each time?
Yeah, but you...
So which person died first each time? Just tell the listeners.
I don't know how you dare, because...
But you haven't said which person died first.
It was me.
Well, there you go.
But you always pull out a level of performance which is inhuman in your game, and then in mine, it just doesn't happen. It's tradition. I may well be on shaky ground in this instance, but it did happen again. Admittedly, my own performance was piss poor.
Yes.
But that's besides the point. So really, we kind of surprisingly held our own within this.
Yeah. So we've
been invaded.
Joined. Is it happening now?
Oh no! Oh no! I just went in straight for the attack, and that was wrong with me.
Are you dead?
No, surprisingly not.
Okay. So what's the guy wearing? What's the guy wearing? Tell us quickly.
He's wearing a big hood and a massive sword, and if I could just punch his shield out. No, it's not working.
No, is he too strong?
No, but he is committing to quite a sword chop at times, and I am getting I fell down the hole. At which point I will apply a little poison.
Apply some poison. Keep on his shit. Has he got the big greatsword? Has he got the big sword? I'm filling for you here.
It is a massive sword, yeah.
Okay, what you should do is he's going to do the big sweep. You should wait until he goes for the sweep, roll it. He might do a second one, and then he is fucked.
Oh, he threw the dark bomb at me.
What? But items are dark side, surely.
Well, he is throwing. I'm not going to heal because that would be rubbish.
Be the man.
So essentially, twat with all the shit on and the sword is throwing dark bombs at a man who's Pantu Punchu.
Don't worry, you've got armour to stop a... Oh.
Seriously, you bag of wazzock. I've been picked by somebody else now, and I literally have a chocolate bar's worth of health.
That's all right.
I decided to kill myself by falling down the hole. I wouldn't give them victory. Seriously, they were wearing like a hood, full armour, massive sword, and it got to the point where me, in my hollowed underpants, looking rather brown, and Dual Cestus, they were actually running scared to the point where they started throwing out dark bombs and firing off.
And this is
gathers
good. This
the
raises an interesting point about doing this in the Belfry, because as some of you may know, I spent a lot of my first PvP time in the Belfry, just hanging out with my naked and my fists, because I thought I'll do a naked fist run, because I thought it was a good idea at the time. I spent a lot of time hanging out in the Belfry. And something I've learned about either when you invade someone or they invade you, if they see you and they're armoured up and they see you nude with a bad weapon, well, considered bad weapon anyway, it's not a massive great sword or it's not a katana, it's just fists, and they see you stood there naked, their mind immediately says to them, shit, this guy's a pro. Like, they look at you and think, he doesn't even need armour. I'm dead.
Rather than the truth of the matter, where it's like, it's two piss about.
We're not very good at this, and we're making it worse. Yeah.
Two piss abouts having a laugh.
What we can do is get naked. Why? It just makes it harder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think people assume competence when they see you intentionally penalising yourself like that.
This is what makes it even.
Yeah, I had the same thing during one of the first times when I was hanging around waiting for us to join up. I got invaded by someone, and I was chasing them around the hole on the second level. And they were running from me, and they had a decent shield and a decent sword, and they were hitting me for a fair amount of damage. They wouldn't attack. They were just running away. But then I did get a nice message at the end of the fight that just said, lol, wow.
Yeah, mind you, that wasn't the first time, was it? That was last night.
It might have been last night, might have been that late. It's all blurring into one wonderful, glorious PvP swoosh.
Oh no, I've got two midgets attacking me.
See, this is good. This is live television, everyone.
This is good. I just thought it would be fun to
This is the grunts of frustration that we'll do when we're playing the game together. You won't hear them from me, but you'll hear them from him.
Grunts of Frustration sounds like an amazing metal band.
Grunts of Frustration, yeah. The name of my third album. So what we did is we decided to summon in and again play co-op together. Because, well, I think, one, for the show, we wanted to play the game together. I think, two, probably to put the shits up invaders, seeing two naked dudes just stood there.
Team Pantu Punchu did strike quite a pose. I did take a picture a little while ago, so I'll put that up on when we post the episode. But yeah, it was kind of funny because jumping ahead a little bit. To last.
That was me jumping. Carry on.
To last night's soiree, we did have the same invaders fighting us separately before they had us together, and I think they were quite taken aback. In fact, one of them sort of sent messages, and should we call him Mr. Neptune?
Mr. Neptune, which is a decent amalgamation. I think you fought him first, and I think you said you got a message off of him, didn't you?
Yeah, let me just pop that up on the screen. Let me just pop that up on the screen.
Popping up on the screen.
Which obviously on PS.
So he beat you then, didn't he? He must have beat you.
No, I think I was successful.
Were you?
I had a lot of success with this, like a surprising amount of success. I am absolute bollocks at PvP, and
so am I.
And I had a surprising amount of success. And the thing that jumped to mind, which I think you egged me on in one battle where we were both fighting together and you died first, was keep going, you can punch out the shield.
Yeah.
And that was something I hadn't appreciated at all. And it was oh yeah. And the point where, especially when somebody swings like a massive halberd or a massive sword, and they're committed to that,
and they
point
whiff.
where you then lace in, if you've got the power stance on as well, you are trolleying into their stamina.
It is worth taking a moment to appreciate just how good the Dual Cestus L1 attack is.
Yeah, it is.
It is a pair of quick jabs, bam, bam, and you can combo it into itself. So bam, 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 bam.
That was good.
You
showed me that move as well, whereby you can
Master of Foley
back step and then like a massive run up punch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a smasher.
There's a large amount of moves you can do, and I think the trick to using such a focused setup, so the two fists and nothing else, because you see a lot of people on PvP videos doing, weapon swaps and ring trades mid combo, and no, pick a gimmick and stick to it. But the thing about it is, you've actually got a surprising amount of moves to use. You've got some quick punches, you've got some big slow ones when you know they're fucked. I think the trick to really having someone out who's determined to try and block you and parry you is to mix it up. Give them the old 1-2 punch, then give them the big beastie punch, then try and go for the big spinning punch. And people don't know what to do with you because they don't know what to expect, far more than if you're just going up and just, say, for example, with the broadsword, the big, the Cloud Strife Buster sword, going up and doing the big swoosh.
Yeah,
because you can see it coming 3 miles away.
There's been a few videos on the sort of the fist run, but there don't seem to be that many people that are doing it, which is a shame because it'd be nice to have a proper fist-on-fist scrap in here. Because I'm sure we did. Did we fight each other? We did, didn't we? Cause
we had one fight, yeah. We
yeah.
did. We had one fight where I kept falling down the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. The safety hole of fun.
Mr. Neptune said, well, that was fun with the big smiley face. Glad to see the Belfry is alive.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. And then
he invaded me.
Yeah.
After that. And I was stood there naked, Pantu Punchu, and he just sort of, you saw him stop, look, he waved, and then took all his armour off.
And then we had the person, TM, should we call them? And they
call him Tim?
They sent, let's call him Tim.
Tim.
He sent me lol nice, and
yep.
you lol wow.
Yeah.
When he invaded me first, and then he invaded you, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It was one then the other.
But we were getting a regular group of people that were fighting in the Belfry, and it was really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, shortly after we both had Neptune Man come into our world when I was with you, summoned in, wasn't I? There were 2 of us and 1 of him, and he was still naked.
Did he beat us? I think he did.
Yeah, I think Tim joined in as well. Luckily, and they managed to split us apart. But yeah, it was really nice because this was like 20 minutes later, and he came in and he was still nude, and I was like, oh, he understands.
And rather than it being, I mean, I know sort of PvP occasionally can get a bit unfriendly, but it just seemed that with this sort of really, really close group of people that were just invading and fighting each other, it just felt really, really cool.
It was friendly. Like, once you meet someone once, you have your fight, you bow, you walk away. You meet them again, you give them the little wave. You meet them a 3rd time, and then you're best mates forever.
Yeah, but then we had the stuff that we were doing. We were doing Looking So Crazy Right Now.
Yeah.
That worked, and then there was the point where
we should probably explain what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, because people are listening going, what? So what would happen when we'd beaten someone?
Sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm fighting, aren't I?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll explain what Crazy Right Now was while you're fighting.
Yeah. That's
so what we'd do is when we'd beaten someone and we were co-oping together, is I would go down on one knee in the war cry pose, the pose, and you just run around me in little circles.
Yeah, but you see, that was the
singing Beyonce's Crazy in Love.
Yeah, that was kind of when we figured out a dance move for it, which didn't happen initially. Oh man, those midgets and those.
Are you fighting a midget and a man?
I'm fighting just the midgets.
Are you fighting a very manly midget?
I'm fighting very badly.
Oh.
But yeah, we sort of at first we were just singing it anyway, and then on the moment, I was just freaking out with the joypad, and then there was the point where I cast poison on one of my fists, and then it became
your souls, they're mine, your doom, it's time, your life, my kill, your pain, my thrill.
I wanna smack you, but I want a bit more. I wanna hurt you all to watch you panic a bit. Rotten pine red and smeared all over my fists. I'm gonna hit you and fuck your face up with poison.
Battle cry gesture!
My poison that improve your name. yeah, so that was the point where we started. You started doing the down on one knee and maneuver, and I was
It's
just.
it's not a high pitch. It's more of a.
I don't see it as that. I see it as like a.
For me, it's you stand in front. You summon someone. You hit their sign. You wait in front, and as they arrive, you do it. Rise from your grave.
No, you see, I know what it is. It's the final line from "She's Out of Your Life" by Michael Jackson. As in, he sang the rest of the song about 10 weeks earlier, like in the proper song, and then he just goes, "Life." So yeah. So we're doing that.
Can we stop for just a minute? I'm going to explode. I need the loo. We'll come back. I'll leave it recording and I'll come and I'll just cut it when I come back. Stay fresh. I'm on the way back.
Paddy's gone for a wee. To coffee fans out there, today's coffee is Guatemala Antigua, which I've mentioned before, but it's got beautiful soft spices. It's a great Christmas coffee if you're having it with caramel or chocolate or buttery biscuits. It's amazing. So, yeah. And I do have to put the slurp in here because Patrick always says that I don't. Oh, it's a bit special. I don't care if it's 9:18 at night because tonight I am going to stay up playing video games because I'm not in at work tomorrow. Hurrah! How are you, listenership? Have you monkeyed around in the Belfry? You should tell us. Just try some Pantu Punchu stuff. Pantu Punchu Fan Club. I am having trouble with Little Midget, and I just want to beat him up. It's really the two midgets with the axes and the bows and arrows, really. I don't know why them more than people that have invaded, but I know. Weird. It's a little bit funny. It's feeling inside. There's a very tiny man who's trying to axe off my behind. I might be wearing underwear and have cystis on my face, but I'm gonna take one of them and round them up in your tits. You can tell everybody you lost to Team Pantu Punchu. See, now, when I'm singing that song, I've gone and beat both of the midgets. So, I have a clear run now at beating up anybody that invades. How strange is that? Is it stranger than fiction? How strange is fiction? I think Patrick's expecting to cut this bit out. He shouldn't really have talked. He could be mad. I just hope he washes his hands. Who knows where that savage has been? Have you ever heard him talk and eat cake? Shocking. Who does that? So yeah, the Belfry's clear now. I am waiting for my invaders. I am waiting for a big ginger to come back from the loo. Might even be here. Might even be here already. Just being... I can see the Hoodman's ghost. And now he's using a dagger. I think he's expecting me. I think he's going to try and dagger my fists off, and that's not going to work because Team Pantu Punchu. I'm going to mute this next slurp because I need a big mouthful of coffee. Patrick! You know when kids go on sort of car journeys and it's like, well, you should have gone before you left the house. I can't believe the temerity. Is that another word? I don't know. If he doesn't know real, I'll just carry on the show without him. I'll tell you about how we beat the gargoyles. But maybe I should wait for him. Maybe I should wait. Yeah, maybe I should. Nobody is invading in the Belfry tonight. Anymore, seemingly. Perhaps they've heard the legend of Team Pantu Punchu. Come on, you dirty belfs. Because you see, I could nip in and try and fist up the gargoyles myself, but I don't really fancy my chances, personally. So yeah, just wait for the Patrick. Waiting. waiting at the Patrick station. Ginger train to ride. How are you, listeners? Hope you have a good Christmas. Hope you get lots of presents. And all of those things. Hope you get a giraffe with massive dragon wings. I hope you get a bag of crisps that calls itself Mike. I hope you ride a big badger that looks like a bike. I think he's back. Shh.
Hello.
We had two separate runs at the Gargoyles, didn't we? We had one in your game, one in
my
mine.
game.
Yours was a degree more successful than mine, but it's tough to take out those beasts with just Pantu Punchu.
They are tricky because we decided, upon reaching the door and upon fighting a couple of people, we thought, okay, we got to a point where it's like, let's go fight it now. Let's go do it. Let's get it out of the way. We did talk at the door, should we remain Pantu Punchu for the fight? And, well, it wasn't a very long conversation because I just went, yes, and stepped through the door.
What? No! You are not turning that back around.
You agreed.
You were the one that said, should we do this Pantu Punchu? And I was like, of course we should. The rules of engagement.
I've been engaged. It was unpleasant. Don't know where that was going. But yeah, no, okay. For better or worse, we went in NUDE and Punchu. And it's, I don't know, I think it's still a tricky fight. I mean, I find that to be a very tough fight whenever I've done it. The Gargoyles are a tricky fight. But I don't think we did too badly considering.
Do you know what I think the difference was on that one? I think it's because I cast lightning on one of my fists.
Before the gargoyle? Oh, yeah, I suppose you did, didn't you?
Before your gargoyle fight, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I did. All I got left for mine was poison. But,
because as wimpy as the Cessuses look, they do strike damage, which works really well against big, heavy, chunky armoured guys, which is those. I think we were battering through pretty quickly at one point, weren't we?
We leathered through those lads, and I think it was only the point where we went, oh my god, we're doing this, where suddenly we started.
Fate realised and was like, nah, mate. Fate took you down through before the end, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I think over exuberance and the running out of a. I think I missed a couple of punches, and it was at the end of my stamina bar, and another one just sort of jumped down and smashed straight into my back, and I couldn't really.
So I think that's where me having the advantage of playing most of a playthrough just as Fist so far. I've got used to the way they work, and I know how much damage you can do and still get away reliably. So I'm very, very used to that setup now. Knowing that I can do, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, go. Particularly when there's more than one guy, you can get maybe one attack in and then you get the fuck out. You just move. And as I say, once you were dead, there were 3 guards left at this point. I was left all on my Todd with naught but life gems and fists. And would you believe I did it? Would you believe that I actually did it? It took about... You were on the call with me at the time, weren't you? I would say approximately 3 minutes of shrieking. It was a pretty scary fight. A single hit from them was taking off half my entire health bar, which was not great. And there were 3 of them, and the one at the back decides to puke fire, the ones at the front decide to fly in the air and do the big dive attack, which is not good. But slowly by surely, and with lots and lots and lots of rolling, and very, very small attacks, whittled the fuckers down. Took them out, naked with fists, and I never thought that would even have been possible on my own, let alone with 2 of us.
Can I just say that Hood Guy has returned,
Ooh.
And he's returned using fire on me, and he's got some sort of status effect on. It's hilarious.
Wow. You know what you should do?
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm beating the fuck out of him.
Yeah! I think you should just not even fight, just stand there and do the arms wide open welcome gesture.
You dumb twunt.
Are you winning?
I'd say he's still in the lead.
But are you making up ground?
He's now firing fucking dark magic at me. What a nonce.
Does he not respect the magic of Pantu Punchu?
Just a twat.
Looks like the scales of power. Power corrupts, doesn't it?
Just makes me laugh.
Again, I think it's down to this perception that because you're nude and have a small item on, it's like, shit.
Oh my god, this is happening.
Are you winning? I mean,
it's so close. So close, he cast magic on the floor. But I just he started backing away up the stairs, and I tried doing a few punches, and they were missing him. So I started running after him up the stairs and doing punches, and he was panting it. So yeah, go away, hoodie, magic-y man.
You coward.
I tell you, the best thing about last night's soiree as well was there was one of the people that we fought who, when we fought them again, had stripped nude almost.
Yeah.
They'd at least gone partway nude.
Yeah, they done a bit, and it was like, well done. Yeah, you're playing the game.
But when we saw them and pointed, they just sort of did a gesture. It was just like, yeah, I'll join in.
Yeah, boy. It was the fist pump one, wasn't it?
Sweet. No, it wasn't the fist pump.
Was it the Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania Running Wild one?
I don't know what
That's
is.
the one where you kind of go down low and kind of shake your fist a bit.
I'll tell you which gesture it was. They did the...
This is great radio.
It was the righty-ho gesture.
Righty-ho. Ah, yes. I like the righty-ho.
It was almost like, yeah, sweet, sweet Bohemia.
I know what to do. Okay, so yeah, my fight went really, really well, and I was kind of twitchy and shaky after fighting the gargoyles. Picked up my item from wherever the bonfire was, sat down, and kind of breathed out for a minute. I think we stopped for the night there, didn't we? Because I was all intense.
Yeah, we did have a lot of fun, and I think I got a 5 a.m. wake up the next day.
So we decided to cancel there, but then carried on the next day. So how would you say that our fight in your world with the gargoyles went?
It didn't go quite as well, did it? Because we were focused on taking out a gargoyle at a time,
which we thought was clever at the time.
But the more of them that turned up, the more shaky it became, I guess.
The harder it becomes to prioritise one when the one you want is stood at the back behind the ones that are giving you shit.
That was pretty much it as well, wasn't it?
You took the hit, and I did try and avenge you at the end.
Yeah, that's what friends are for.
I saw you go down, and then just the bloodlust went over my eyes. I just ran straight for the middle of them, spinning fists wildly, and didn't die before it tagged me out. So maybe aggression is the key. I don't know, it's tricky. Okay, so here's a question for you then. RE gargoyles. RE gargoyles. Do you think as a boss fight, did you find that to be recycled?
Well,
it's a weird question to phrase. Do you find that it reduced the impact of it because it was recycled?
Well, I don't think it was as good as the first game. I think it was too much, whereas the first games was just right as a fight sort of on its own. But it was a stupid amount of fun to do it with fists. I wouldn't say it's a fight that I enjoyed in this game, even being fully armored up. Whereas I did in the original. And I think that shows you a lot really about balancing games, because it's a very difficult thing to pull off. I remember with Dead Space that I completed Dead Space and really, really enjoyed it and went straight into New Game Plus. And I got all my weapons and I was highly, highly powerful and just trolling around like a madman, just battering into stuff. The whole feel of the game had changed just purely because I now wasn't as scared. I was walking around like some sort of human turbo cannon.
Turbo Cannon's also a good name for a band.
Or a vacuum cleaner.
Ooh.
I always had trouble with dandruff on my sideboards, but now with a human turbo cannon, I've got no sideboards at all. I don't even own a house. Where have they gone? Existential portal.
I've not seen my wife in weeks.
Who is my wife? Gary the Giraffe's moved in. He's got a very big chair.
Okay. Back to gargoyles.
Yeah, but it shows you how finessed good balancing in games can be. And that first game was, especially the point where it arrived in the first game, was just right.
I mean, it's only the second fight in the, really, isn't it? I mean, if you're playing Dark Souls 1 in the order you're supposed to, well, I say, you know what I mean, the recommended order that you do stuff.
Yeah.
The parish is really the second place you go to after you beat the Taurus, isn't it? And the Belfry Gargoyles will be the second boss you fight in that game. So obviously they have to be reduced somewhat compared to how they were in this game, for instance. But they still are. They're an imposing presence, and you know, just when you think you're getting the best of one of them, the second one shows up. You're like, ah. But I don't know. I found that in Dark Souls 2, the gargoyle fight, you think, I can do this. This is the gargoyles. This is a piece of piss. We'll fight one. Second one will show up. Big whoop. Well, there's 3. Well, there's 4. It was a nice twist, and I found myself, like, the couple of times that I fought them, I found myself absolutely shafting it more than I did with the standard Belfry Gargoyles. But then again, I find that because if I lose, I have to go through the Belfry again and possibly get invaded by a bastard.
Yeah.
And it's just that extra little wrinkle of, you've got to beat the area again, and you might have some dick come and ruin your day. Burning through humanity like no one's business.
The thing is with that Belfry stuff and the original Dark Souls is that you know how to play that bit. You know how to get through it. Initially, you might have your heart in your mouth a little bit, as even though you know where you're going. But the thing that fucks you up getting to the Belfry in Dark Souls, especially once you've unlocked the elevator and stuff, is cockiness. And what the original Dark Souls does so well within the gargoyle fight is it has that moment where you cut off the gargoyle's tail and it gives you an axe, and you just go, oh, and it's almost like the game's thrown you a challenge, then it throws you what's seemingly impossible, and then it just throws you like a bone, I guess, with it.
Well, reinforcing the stand behind them and stab them in the anus techniques.
Yeah, but there's some really clever mechanics in that come into play with having the 2 gargoyles there in the original Dark Souls, in that when one of them attacks you, you can play their fire attack off with the scenery and with the slope of the roof. So if one of them's blowing fire over one side of the roof, you can normally go to the other side, and it can't get you anyway. The one that's not chucking out fire will scamper over and try and have a go at you, and you've got a few seconds to have a pop at it. And it's when you dissect that battle in that kind of way, you realize how wonderfully choreographed it is. Not just set up, not just balanced, it's choreographed. And that's one of the things that Dark Souls 2 misses within its boss battles, because so much of the bosses in the original Dark Souls just seem like a wonderful, wonderful dance. And you know, it is about timing and when you drop and when you roll, and it's this beautiful orchestration of movement between you and the boss. And, you know, you apply the choreography to like the Sif fight as well, and the way that Sif moves and stuff. It's not something I really thought about in games before, but it's been mentioned before in movies that a good fight sequence is like a dance. And I've seen that mesh brilliantly in films like Bunraku, where the whole opening sequence is a fight sequence but done as a dance. But people are still getting stabbed and stuff. It's like a cross between sort of West Side Story and a massive battle. Directed and designed.
Sounds great.
No, it is. It is great. To go off on a tangent, it's directed and designed by the guy who used to do the set designs for Tim Burton back when he did Beetlejuice and stuff. And it's about a cowboy, a detective. It's like a detective and a samurai coming to this town where guns aren't allowed, and are trying to take down the man in charge, and they've both got their different reasons. And the cowboy, sorry, the samurai is Japanese pop singer Gact.
Right. I've heard of that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
The villain is Ron Perlman. The cowboy is the guy who was in... I can't think of his name now. He was quite a famous actor for a while. He was in that really terrible World War II film by Michael Bay, Pearl Harbor.
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
No.
Ben Affleck?
No. The other one. Ben's brother. The one who had a blood transfusion but could still fly a plane.
I've never actually seen it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good little film, and it was made on a really tiny budget. But the opening sequence, the fight sequence, is absolutely stunning. Like all the bad guys are wearing red suits, and they all come like a chorus line dancing, and it's all the sets as well are really misshapen, like a child's drawing, and it's on Netflix. It's a good little film.
Oh, good. I will keep my eye out for that. But yeah, as far as the choreography goes, it's a good point. I mean, the Dark Souls 1 Belfry fight, I think the arena's bigger as well, which probably helps. Do you find that the bell tower, the arena you fight the gargoyles in 2, is actually like half the size?
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that.
Yeah, it's smaller, and it's... I don't know, it feels like in 2 they thought, okay, well, this was scary when we had 1 more. What if we had 3 more? Will it be scarier? And... it is, but it's a kind of cheap scare.
Yeah, I just think that it's the fight is. I mean, I know a lot of people that have just gotten through that with absolutely no problems whatsoever, and just thought it was a piece of piss. But I think the fight is stacked up against you. Whereas again with the first Dark Souls, I think it was designed for you to feel afraid, to feel small, to feel like you were up against it, but when you sat into the battle and you started thinking laterally and moved beyond the shock, you saw the area was designed for you to win, and that there were certain ways that you could play the creatures out against their backdrop.
You can use the environment to your advantage.
Yeah.
You can look at what you've got in front of you, and it does teach you lessons about, looking at what you're stood on and using that to your advantage. I mean, places like Blighttown, for instance, you can really use the slopes and the hills of the stairways there to really get an advantage on guys that would usually just wreck you in a second. I think it does teach you a good eye. Just look at what you're there. If you take them on the face of it and try and engage both at the same time without sort of paying any attention, you will get blasted, you will get flamed, and you will get stabbed when you're trying to dodge the flame. But say if you can use that flaw against them, it's one step towards you becoming the master.
I think
it's a lesson.
I think it's more of the shame with the place that they the things that they've done to the Belfry, because they seem like they're shoehorned in a little bit. And
here's a fact: my first run through, I never actually found Belfry Luna.
Really?
Never found it. Did not know. I heard people talking about it. I'm like, where is this fucking place? It's in the Bastille. Where? And I ran around for maybe half an hour in the Bastille. Could not find it. But like a right twat.
But I'd say that Belfry Luna is actually really well designed. It's a good little sort of place that there's lots of sort of holes to drop in, and
it is a perfectly designed place for the function that it serves.
And then, especially with Dark Souls 2's sort of Belfry fight being one of the only connections to the early game, it seems a lot more cheap than the first appearance of Fake Ornstein.
Fake Ornstein feels like he fits. Or real Ornstein, sorry.
Right. I've had a guy with a massive sword that appeared that seemingly disappeared, and then I'm going to name this guy by name. His name's Starfet, and he's done a load of bowing things. He knelt in front of the bloke that wasn't there,
Right.
And sort of did a ah gesture.
Do we know? Ah! Gesture.
Yeah. And now we're running around holes.
Yeah, boy. Well, that's it's a really good pulling technique. Hey, Lord, do you want to run around some holes together? Ooh.
How bohemian.
It's the best. But yeah, no, I agree. I think the Belfry it's a wonderfully designed place for the purpose it serves. It's PvP, and it's a place for you to... The midgets there are a problem, but not a big one. Like, you can beat them. They're not the issue. The issue is with the hundreds of bastards hanging out there to earn their Titanite chunks. And I've been that bastard. I have hung out there for many times. Did you just do something silly to your invader?
This guy's fantastic. I just fell down the hole, and I pointed up, I pointed up at him, and he sort of did well, what is it? And then I sort of did the slash throat thing, and he was like, nah.
See, and that's great. The holes, particularly in this area, 3 levels, holes in the floor, the little secret room where I used to hide and wait for people to get lost and not be able to find me. It's designed to give you tools to fight with that aren't just an open, boring arena. Like, the arenas for the Brotherhood of Blood and the Blue Sentinels arenas have this in them as well. They're not just a big, flat, empty space. They've got something for you to play on, advantages for you to use against people. You know, it wants you to kind of hide around corners and drop down the holes and do jumping attacks and stuff on them. It wants to encourage that. And I think compared to, say, the PvP areas in Dark Souls 1, namely the forest, I much prefer the Belfry. Much prefer the Belfry. It's interesting. It's got foibles. It's got kinks. It's got things you can play with, not just here's a big empty field and you're probably going to die. Because in a big empty field, then usually the guy who's got the good stuff will generally win if you watch YouTube. But I found in the Belfry, me and you, Team Punchu, in our pants and our punch, we can stand a chance. You can take the fight to someone. You can work them in a corner. You can use the space to your advantage, and you can really press home that it's not just about what gear you've got on. It's about how you fight. Well, it gives you more confidence. Like, I am so more confident in PvP than I ever was after my first 20 minutes in the Belfry. My first 20 minutes, I was like, I can do this. Whereas before, I was just pissed. Like, you get invaded, I just used to pant it and run away.
This guy, I've got like no health left, and he left a human effigy on the stairs for me.
Aww.
So I'm now going to pop that, and the fight is going to continue.
Nice. See, this is what I like. People hanging out in the Belfry, having fun. And I found that when I played on my own before, is that I would get in, like, it'd come to someone's world, you'd recognise their name, you wave, you laugh, they drop you a weapon or two, you move on. I think it was someone in the Belfry that dropped me one of my plus 10 cestices in my other character. Mm-hmm. Just said, there you go. I was like, oh, thanks very much. And I made a few friends on there as well. You get chatting, and one guy even ended up helping through the Belfry. Mm-hmm. He was like, oh, it's a good fight. Can you help me? I went, yeah, go on then. And just hopped in, and it's not.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god! Look at it. Right, this is the greatest end to this story. So the guy left me. I got a little sliver of health. We'd run around. We'd had a bit of a laugh. We'd had a bit of a fight and stuff. And he dropped me a human effigy on the stairs. Mm-hmm. I pointed at him and bowed. And he he ran away a bit, then ran back and sort of ran away again. And I followed him out to the bridge, and he just ran straight off the bridge. He jumped off the bridge.
What a dude.
So it was like, we had a bit of a fight, we had a bit of a laugh. He left me a human effigy, because I was punching around in my pants. And then, oh, right. He's sent me a message and said, summon me.
What?
What
is he helping you? And a merry Soulsmas to all. See, and this is it. This is great. That's happened live on air, because that just shows you how friendly the Belfry can be. It's not a scary place. Go there, take a stupid weapon, use a stupid setup, Don't just use the big sword because everyone else uses it. Use something stupid. Go with a whip. Wear a dress or trousers if your cultural norm observes that you should wear a dress. Do something fun, because that's all you need to do to have fun. Do something stupid. People will look at you, and some of them will take you as being some sort of Jedi master, because you clearly don't need armour, and other people will just enjoy it and have a bant. And if you take anything away from listening to us today, listener, take away this. Have fun. Have fun. It's not a scary place. Go there. Hang out. You will get stuck there for hours because it's fun. Belfry Luna. Love it.
So, we haven't really thought much about a challenge for the next one.
Okay, we go into The Lost Sinner next.
We are going to Lost Sinner.
So The Lost Sinner has a big sword. I'm just trying to think of ways of good analogy, like good counters for that.
Two-hand big sword against Lost Sinner, no shield.
Yeah.
There we go.
And stay nude. Why not?
We'll see.
Stay nude.
Extra Kudo Cake for nudity.
Pantu Sordu.
Are we gonna? Well, we can 3-level this. We can.
Okay.
We can do big swords against Lost Sinner.
Yep.
Two-hand big swords for Kudo Cake.
Mm-hmm.
For Uber Kudo Cake. Uber Kudo Cake Chirapa. I can't even say that.
Nude.
Two-hand
sword.
Big sword. There we go.
And no Estus. There you go.
No.
Go on. No, because people have been doing these too easily. We've got to have them.
That's the cherry on the Uda Kudo Nudo Keiko.
The Nudo Cake.
Pantu Sordu.
Like it. The Nudo Kudos.
Sordu. Yeah, there we go. Nudo Kudos.
So, yes, next time, earn your cakes. We will see you back here again after Christmas. We wish you a Merry Solsmas and a Happy Nude Year. See what I did?
Yeah, that was
nude.
That was good.
Yeah, thanks. But seriously, everyone, enjoy your Christmases. We will be back on our next show with the Humanities, talking about our games of the year. Back very soon again with another Twin Humanities taking on The Sinner. As always, like it, share it, subscribe it, favourite it, retweet it. Tell your mum about it over Christmas.
Yeah, tell the family.
Tell the family for a joyous tale of the two men that took off their clothes.
Yeah, that might not go down.
It's a Christmas classic.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you everyone for listening as always, and we will catch you next time.
Cheer bye.
Goodbye.
It was Christmas Eve, man, in Belfry Luna. An old dwarf asked me if I wish to guard the bell. He watches over it, won't let a soul through here. I sighed begrudgingly and joined the covenant. I waited in the tower for many lonely hours, but no one came to me. The bells were silent. So happy Christmas, I sang out futilely, just dwarves for company, and not a soul here. I'm so lonely.
He got men short as hens and some gargoyles with tails, but I've heard that the belfry's no space for the frail. When I first wandered in through the doorway I twirled and said some gate had invaded my world. You bastard!
You homie, no more I'll be lonely. When I first came to your world I knew we'd have fun.
I was stuck with the fidgets, took care of the midgets. Then we clashed on the corner next to a big hole.
The boys in the Belfry Luna spire were scrapping all the way, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. You're a pal.
They love me, Frosty.
You're
Lucky
my
Charms.
own Christmas present, standing there with your souls, and I knew they'd be mine.
You scumbag, you backstabbing tosser. I hope that you choke on the souls that you stole.
And the boys of the Belfry Luna spire still scrapping all the way. And the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. You made my Christmas fun.
But so could anyone. You took my souls from me. My stockings emptied.
I kept them with me, man.
Thanks.
I spent them on Life Gem. Your obscene messages, the only card I need.
And the boys
of the Belfry Luna spire still scrapping all the way. And the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day. I fucking love that song.
I fucking hate that song.
Happy Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. Happy Christmas.
What do you think? Been a good year, isn't it?
It's been lovely.
Think we recorded some good shows.
I think so.
Well, I hope you get what you want for Christmas.
And you.
Oh, thanks.
So right.
I'll see you on the other side then.
Thanks everybody.
Ho ho ho.
Hee hee hee. Even though it's nearly New Year. They frosty little charms. They never sold them over here, except in Tesco, with a massive markup. My friend Natasha, I close to a tenner box. I was like, there's no cereal in that. She pointed to the colours and shapes, and she had many bowls, and poured lots of milk on them. And I have normal cereal, like muesli or corn flakes. Thank you, sexy badgers. One and all.